guys, welcome to another episode of Create Brevity. This is your host, eDirector. And for this week's episode, I really want to discuss giving yourself permission, remembering who you are through your circumstances, right? That yes, I am, yes, I can, self perception, that mentality that you want to have when you're manifesting. And before we begin, though, I just want to remind you guys I offer one on one coaching at www.createbrevity.com. And I also offer a blog with tips and techniques. So if you're interested in just learning more about manifesting, please check out the blog. And you can also ask me questions at createbrevity.com as well. And that is where I get a lot of my podcast ideas. So feel free to drop me any questions or concerns that you have. Okay, so let's get into it. For this week's episode, just to preface this, just to give you guys an indication of moving through circumstances, I have had to essentially record this episode 4 or 5 times already. So I'm definitely moving through circumstances this morning as I try to answer this question. And I'm doing it with a smile on my face because I honestly, just the fact that I get to communicate with you guys and I have the ability to set aside, even small amounts of time to do this is such a blessing for me. And I'm just really grateful to be able to talk to you guys. So, okay, I'm moving through those circumstances. It doesn't matter. If it takes 1,000 more times, I'm going to get the episodes out. So, yeah, just wanted to say that. Just wanted to give you a small example of moving through circumstances. Trying to do it with a little bit of a laugh and with some grace, okay? And sometimes it can be hard. It's not as easy as, you know, getting a little bit of a boost, getting some coffee and trying again. But that's ultimately what you have to do sometimes, okay? And that's what I mean about giving yourself permission, okay? Sometimes, especially in the beginning, we're almost kind of doing these little pro con lists, okay, whether or not we're going to get our manifestations, right? So if you're working on an SP manifestation, for example, you might have a pro of, okay, my SP said this to me 2 weeks ago, and it's all positive stuff. That's indicating, positivity. But on the con side, it's been 2 weeks. So, oh, I don't know. They probably negate each other. I'm not going to get my manifestation. I'm not going to get my goal, right? That's what I mean about a pro con list. And that right there is being married to your circumstances. That is asking for permission, okay? You're not giving yourself permission to have your SP, to have your end, okay? When we are truly focused on the end and we're truly disregarding circumstances and the 3D, okay, regardless of what happens, whether it's positive or good or negative, excuse me, you you're unbothered, right? You're kind of in the state of, you know what? I love the boost. I love the birds before land, right? I love those indications that I'm en route and my manifestation is going to pop in my 3D. However, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I have my manifestation where I need it, which is in my head, which is in my manifestation, right? I have it within my heart, right? I'm living it in my imagination, right? And that is everything to me. So I'm just going to keep focusing my energy there, okay? And if nice things pop up, then I love it. If things that are unfavorable pop up and they start to bother me and they trigger me, I'm going to look into why they bother me. Why is this triggering me? Okay? It usually has nothing to do with the manifestation. It's usually just me. Okay? It's me noticing the 3D. It's me giving meaning to something that doesn't require meaning. Okay? And that's it. Okay? So, for example, if you're manifesting health and you're saying to yourself, oh, you know what? I fell off the wagon. I had an ice cream sundae. Is that's an indication that this diet isn't working, okay? So, I'm going to try another diet. This isn't working out for me. You are not living in the end of that diet having already worked, having the healthy lifestyle and the body that you want, right? You're still asking the scale, you're asking the mirror, you're asking people around you for permission. And of course, it's lovely when people around us start complimenting us on our appearance, okay? But the most important thing is how we feel, right? What are our feelings indicating? If every time we hear the word diet and we shudder a little bit and we feel a little guilty, okay, and embarrassed, that means that we are still working on expanding our perception. We're still working on the feeling is the secret, okay? Which means that we're not really living in our end. We're still getting triggered a little bit. So we need to go in, right? Look within ourselves, within our imagination, and ask ourselves what's wrong, okay? And usually it's an indication that we've forgotten who we are in that moment, that we are the ones that give meaning, okay, to our lives, to our realities, and we are the only people that can give ourselves permission, okay? Outside circumstances, people, our family, even they are only reflecting how we feel about ourselves, okay? How we feel about our end goals, okay? And if you find that they're reflecting negative things, or they're saying things that you are not liking, or they're doing things that you're not liking, then it's usually an indication of the fact that we feel some type of way about our manifestations, right? And we need to work on that. Not by doing anything extreme or by quitting and starting another diet, okay? Maybe taking a break from focusing on your manifestation and maybe just focusing on you. Why am I not giving myself permission? When I was beginning, and I'll give you an example, I would really take anything as an indication that I shouldn't make a podcast episode or write a blog post. Oh, I can't concentrate. Oh, that means it right now is not the time. Okay, I need to go focus on something else. I'll do this tomorrow. Okay, or oh, for example, that grandfather clock. Okay, in the distance that you just heard, it just went off. That's a sign. It means I'm not supposed to record today. Okay, I'll record later. Okay, somewhere where there's no clocks and there's no distractions. Okay, I'm too stressed out, for example, and the stress that I was feeling is very real in that moment. I was feeling anxiety and nervousness about the content of my podcast episodes. I didn't trust myself, right? And so therefore I was denying myself permission, okay, to record. I was not allowing myself, you know, this amazing new career as a life coach, right? I was denying that to myself because I was scared. And that doesn't mean my feelings weren't real and that my emotions didn't need to be tended to. It just meant they needed to be tended to and I needed to work through them and keep going. They're not barriers of entry, right? There's nothing stopping me, okay, but me. That noise in the background, that grandfather clock, you guys just heard it chime, but that didn't stop you from listening to the podcast. That didn't stop me from pushing through, right? It didn't stop me from giving you good content either, right? That's something that I worked through, okay? And it's an indication for me that, oh, okay, my self awareness has expanded. I'm having better perceptions of myself, okay, in relation to my ultimate assumption, okay, which is being an amazing life coach, which is really affecting lots of people, giving them good content, giving them good information when they need it, helping people. Okay, great. And as long as I'm there, noises in the background, right? Timing maybe not working out. I don't have to worry about it because I know it's working out in my favor. Okay. Because how could it not? I already have it. There's a wonderful story about Neville Goddard. He wanted to go on a trip to Barbados, and all the circumstances were working against him. He didn't have the funds, right? He didn't have enough time, he thought, to raise the funds, and he was panicking. And he went to his mentor, who promptly shut the door in his face, right? Shut the door in the face of all of his concerns and told him, don't speak to me about going to Barbados when you are in Barbados. And I just really liked that story because anytime you find yourself doing that pro con list in your head or talking yourself out of doing something that you really want to do, okay, I want you to ask yourself, why am I legislating for myself? Okay, why am I literally putting myself on trial? Okay, where I have to defend what I desire, okay, and I have to prosecute my self concept, right? I don't need to do that. I'm already in Barbados, right? In my imagination, okay? It's safe I can trust myself, okay, and I can give it to myself, okay? And I don't have to worry about the rest of it. That's not my job, okay? I've already done my part, okay? And if you find yourself not being able to do it in your head, again, that's an indication that you don't feel safe in your imagination, and that's something that you need to work on, okay, in terms of self awareness, self concept, okay? That's it. It has nothing to do with your manifestation, okay? So I really hope this episode helped, okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed this little kind of quick take, okay? I appreciate you guys so much. I'm always super thankful to everybody that's listening. And as always, love and light. I really hoped this helped.